G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. It is time we answer the question about the Rebel that's been asked for 3 years now. I have my egg, my girlfriend over here. She's going to be on the back of the bike. And, of course, well, we'll see how well this bitch handles a Pillion. So let's get this show on the road. On you get, love. Now, obviously, I mentioned in the last video there's some changes that happens when you ride with a Pillion, but of course today we're going to be actually doing the ride itself. Now, you'll notice the Rebel will not be as lively as it usually is. She'll be a little bit sluggish. Braking, I'll do a little bit slower. I'm obviously not going to go as hard because now I have a passenger, so now I have to be more sensible because my life is not only in my hands. So the question is, how well does the Rebel handle commuting? Now, I find it ironic that this question gets asked a lot because I don't know if you guys have looked at Thailand or India or anything when they ride around with that many people on a bloody little 155. So trust me, the Rebel 500 can handle commuting with a passenger. So there you go. That's what it feels like when it's accelerating. You can tell it's definitely not got the pep that it usually does, but it's fine, all right? You're not riding a cruiser bike for its amazing performance anyway, let alone a 471cc bike. So for one, it's not bad. It'll do your job. And if you have to do it a lot, it's not going to be slow enough where it's really painful. Sub bikes really bog down, like the little CC ones. You'll know about it, but the reason why we don't really get the 155s too much in Australia is because, well, they're too slow for our roads, whereas in, like the countries that are more congested, so your Vietnam, your India and all that, there's a lot more traffic, so you're not really going to be needing to head up to those higher speeds anyway, so it's fine. But the little 471cc, I tell you what, she's a peppy little engine for what she is. Alright, the Honda 500 engines are not the best in terms of power delivery, alright? But in terms of reliability and like just over-round usability, they're completely fine, okay? They're not going to get you anywhere rocket fast, not going to be breaking any land speed records, they're not high performance engines or anything, but in terms of just good daily bikes, they're phenomenal. The only downside with the Honda Rebel is, as you saw at the beginning, the seat does curve down. So you can, if the passenger is inexperienced, find them sliding a little bit, which is, well, it's a bit funny to be honest with you, but that can happen. So just let them know that they need to really hold on at the beginning. Now, that should be a pretty given thing anyway, because obviously when you're riding a motorbike as a passenger, you're supposed to be holding on for dear life because that's the only thing you can do. So just please make sure that your passengers are educated on what to do on the back of a bike, because some people, as I said last video, do the wrong thing entirely, so it can really upset the geometry of the bike. Being a little bit more open to braking earlier is definitely a thing you need to do when you have a passenger, because when you're riding the Rebel, the brakes aren't the best at the best of times. They're a little bit woody, so having a passenger now, you're going to have even more weight to press around, so just be careful. Obviously the brakes will work, just make sure you give yourself time for the brakes to work, so everything will always work. That's pretty much it. So the Rebel 500 as a commuter bike, she does the job, mate. She does the job. As a passenger delivery system, does the job just fine. Look at that gorgeous sunset. Oh, beautiful. Sometimes you got to really enjoy these things. Nice little city skyline over there. Well, I'm glad that, you know, on the basics of normal things that I've been doing, riding with a passenger doesn't feel too dissimilar to riding normally for me, personally. Obviously when you're going slower, the bike's a little bit more uneasy because the passenger's also trying to balance things, and obviously you might counterbalance each other, and you can't do anything about that one because that's just the nature of slow speed maneuvers. But in terms of acceleration, look, she's a bit different, that's for sure. Once you're at speed, it's fine. Slowing down's a little bit longer, but like overall, it's completely fine, dude. If you're looking at buying a Rebel 500 to go around with your missus or your boyfriend, I suppose, just it's fine. Take it. It does the job satisfactory, mate. It ain't phenomenal, it ain't terrible, it's just like the Honda Rebel as a whole, mate. It ain't great, it ain't bad, it's good at everything. And that's exactly what I would call this. It's just good at it. So it still maintains its nice sleek smallness, so if you do lane filter, and you're allowed to, you'll be able to get through traffic pretty comfortably. It still has enough acceleration to really get around through the traffic, so like even lane filtering, man, is completely fine. So like, I've got the passenger on the back, no worries, we can still go through the middle here. And you don't feel any like uneasiness doing it. It's completely fine. The only thing you got to make sure is when you take off now, you know exactly when and how to hit that power band, because you don't want your passenger falling off the back or the cars behind you running into you, which shouldn't really be an issue, but people are known to be impatient. So the one thing you really want to make sure you sort of do a little bit differently is perhaps just ride a little bit less aggressively, because if you're an aggressive Honda Rebel rider, you'll notice pretty quickly that the bike is no longer as aggressive as it normally is. As I said, with more weight and whatnot, obviously the dynamics of the bike change. So as long as you know that, the Rebel handles Pillions just fine. It does everything just good. It is an amazing motorcycle. I would do it personally. But yeah, so look, I'm quite comfortable with it. If you have a Rebel and you're contemplating, I would absolutely say take it for a ride with your passenger. Oh, beautiful sunset. Because you're missing out on an experience that cannot be described sometimes. It really is fantastic. So as long as you don't run into stupidly high emergency situations or trying to race around, honestly, the Honda Rebel, it does everything remarkably well. And then after we get to the ending destination, I'm going to ask her how she finds it, because I think we are in dire need of having a Pillion. What's the word I'm looking for? Pillion review, mate. It needs to be done. What I might do is actually take us down to the freeway and just see how that goes as well. And then, well, that pretty much answers everything you need about the Honda Rebel as a bike, mate. Does everything wonderfully. And it's nice. I picked a good time to come out. It's a bit dark now, but since that's when all my videos are recorded these days, in the sunsetty times. But yeah, just need to get in there and do a nice cheeky sunset bike ride. And well, I'm gonna get in this lane because I don't trust them peoples. Always roadworks around here, fucking. I don't understand. Oh well, there you go. Roadwork situations, clearly the bike's gonna handle it fine. Bumpy roads, the Rebel does just fine. I haven't even changed the suspension to adjust for the passenger. It just works. Obviously, if you adjust up the suspension for it, the preloads and whatnot, I think the rear one's the one that you can adjust and set. You might have a bit of a difference, but personally, I don't really find any issue just keeping it stock. Honestly, you might, but I don't. All right. So if you're being more anal about these things, you might be bothered, but I'm not. Riding off into the sunset. I need petrol. That's what I need to do as a last hurrah. But ladies and gentlemen, if this is the only question you came to the video for, believe me, the Honda Rebel, fantastic motorcycle. I would take it any day of the week. As a daily bike, it does the job beautifully. As a commuter bike, it does it spectacularly. Fuel efficiency, fantastic. Pillion capabilities, fantastic. Honestly, it's all just working magnificently. So, to answer the question of the video, absolutely. But like I said, we're going to head onto the freeway, and then, well, that'll be the real last questiony, mate. All right. So let's switch on to when the freeway gets there, and we'll see how we go. No worries. Give us a ticky-tock. Alrighty, let's see how this little thing handles the ye old express times, mate, on the freeway. So, alright, take a picture. We're in third gear. Let's see. Notice that was the third gear pull. She took a lot longer to hit the 100 mark, which is completely fine. It's expected, alright? It did about exactly what I thought it would. So it's not too slow, but it's a lot slower than normal. And you know what? It's completely fine. I like it. I know it. It's easy to maintain. The power is still quite linear. Obviously, you feel it struggling a bit more, but that's obviously if I've been riding for 3 years without a passenger, so of course it's going to feel different. But, dude, it's completely fine, honestly. Feels nice and planted. Now look, I did notice on the way here the suspension is a bit bouncy, but that's because I didn't set it up. That's fine. Normally the Rebel suspension is quite firm, so it was nice to have some cushion for once. But dude, this is completely fine. Now despite the legs freezing, because I don't have the riding pants on, because I've given the missus all the gear today, because I'd rather her be safe than me, it's not bad at all. I'm quite happy with the way it performs. Honestly, I haven't done it on the freeway yet either. Well, that's a lie. I took her on the freeway last time, but I didn't really think about it because I was on the freeway for ages. But this time, I'm actively thinking about the freeway acceleration. Dude, it's not bad at all. I'm quite impressed, honestly. So, that's pretty much summing up the experience of the Honda Rebel, dude. On the freeway, it does the job. Riding around the suburbs, it is beautiful. Honestly, the Rebel is a gem of a motorcycle. I recommend everybody giving it a crack. But right now, I think we got to go put some petroleum in the old old tank here, but it's really, I don't like having half a tank in the new week. So it's exactly what I'm going to do with the missus. I'll take her to the petrol station, and then we'll ask her on her thoughts on the matter as well. And well, yeah, we'll be done, won't we? Hey, so we'll see you in a minute. How was it?
Am I still being recorded?
Yes, you are. I'm asking questions now.
I only bonked on your head once.
Yes, you did.
So
Besides that, how was it?
my arms hurt.
That's just because you're not used to holding on.
Yeah,
Other than that, not bad?
it was good.
Oh, good fucking.
More rides in the future.
Alright, easy dunskies. Alright, we'll fill this up and then we'll finish it off. Alright, ladies and gents, you heard it here. The missus said it's a good time. Obviously, she's a bit tired because she's not used to holding on to a bike for ages, but that gets better with time and practice. Much like when you first start wearing a helmet, your neck gets all sore and whatnot. So, the Honda Rebel, can it commute with the Pillion, or just Pillion in general? Absolutely, it's a good time. I would recommend it. Like I said, it slows down a little bit. The brakes are a little bit more intense, but that's all right. These are the things you should expect when you have a passenger. If you don't, well, you're a bit of a tosser, mate. All right. So I do hope you enjoyed the video, ladies and gentlemen. Do take it easy, keep it cheesy. Join the Discord, comment down below, and subscribe. And as always, have a wonderful, wonderful time. Be well. Peace. Bye.